In this episode of Game Report, more Xbox One info has been coming out. And that may not be a good thing. A recent scientific study actually supports video games. And it's about time if you ask me. And a company's been given permission to look through a landfill. What are they searching for? All that and more coming up. Good day, fellow YouTubians, and welcome back to another episode of Game Report, your laid-back lowdown of credit card receipts. Ow! Poked my eyeball. So, since I have a credit card, I like to keep track of all my purchases. You know, to make sure that no company is overcharging me for something. So it seems this Weston character just paid $3 for a candy bar. Well, you know what? I'm gonna add another $200 to his bill. As you just saw, I have quite a few receipts. So, you know, when you have that many receipts, it's good to have an organization system, like this. Now, if you think that this is just a nail driven through a piece of wood, then you would be absolutely correct. Despite the simplicity of the tool, it actually works pretty well when you actually use it and don't just throw receipts on the ground. But anyway, onto the gaming news. Alright, so let's start off with something that's a little bit silly. So my first story is about a 19-year-old guy that was under house arrest in New Zealand. Now, what was interesting is that while he was serving his 11-month sentence, when he had 1 month left, he ended up calling authorities to say, "Bring me back to jail." Now, think about it for a second. If you were in this guy's position, what would lead you to want to choose jail over your own house? Well, in this particular case, he chose jail because, wait for it, he had run out of games to play, and he was sick of playing Xbox. Yeah, so pretty much, I guess, in his mind, there was nothing left in life for him. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure I could find something else to do, like buying a PlayStation 3, or maybe getting a PC, buying books, hey, that's pretty cheap, watching TV, learning a new skill like cooking or something. You know, I just feel like those are all better options than, you know, prison. Well, I had my reasons. Okay, first of all, PS3, I don't like PS3. PC gaming, way too expensive. To buy that rig? No way. Alright, then we got TV. TV's fake, I don't like it. Books, for nerds. And then, what was the fifth one? It was, alright, new skills. I don't need any new skills. I'm the most talented person in the world. Right, I'm sure prison is way better than all those things. So we're all wondering how much the next-gen consoles are gonna cost. Well, thankfully for us, some analysts have come out saying what they think the costs will be. So as of now, the price for the Xbox One is believed to be $400. And on the other hand, the PS4 is believed to be $350. Now, assuming those will be the actual costs for the next-gen consoles, it's pretty interesting when you think in context of how much the Xbox 360 cost when it first came out versus the PS3, which was hundreds of dollars in difference. Now it's only $50. In other words, analysts believe that Sony has learned from their PS3 overpricing that they did when it first came out, and that it'll be more competitive with the pricing of the Xbox One. I don't care how much the PS4 is, I'm gonna get the Xbox One regardless. Well, that's no big surprise. I mean, you went to jail because you couldn't play your Xbox anymore. You got a point there. Concerning the Xbox One, this has been an interesting week for Microsoft in that they've been releasing information clarifying certain aspects about their new console. For instance, it has been confirmed that the online verification system will be happening. So in other words, you have a 24-hour period where you can play a game offline, but after that 24-hour period, you can no longer play that particular game. However, you can still use some of the features of the Xbox One, such as watching TV, watching DVDs, or Blu-ray. Along with the online verification, there's been the issue of used games, and things haven't really gotten any better with that. According to Microsoft, used game resales or activation fees are completely up to the publishers, meaning that Electronic Arts or Activision could block used game sales or charge you an activation fee to, say, play a used game. Of course, that is a very slippery slope for any publisher, because if a publisher was to do that, I think that gamers would backlash a lot. You know, not buying their games and all sorts of stuff like that. Who plays used games? I buy all my games brand new because, you know, it gets in a shiny package and stuff. I'm not gonna buy used games. It's stupid. Yep, you are definitely a fanboy. Now, if you were to trade an Xbox One game with, say, somebody else or let them borrow a game, this could only happen once, because the game would only be able to be playable on one other console or one other use on another console. And to make things even more difficult or stupid, however you want to look at it, that the person who's borrowing this game of yours has to have been your friend on Xbox Live for 30 days. Yeah, 30 days is the minimum, apparently. Personally, I just see that as a really funny conversation with, say, a new friend of yours. Just imagine he's asking you to borrow the new Halo game or something. And then you look at your Xbox Live account and you're like, oh, we've only been friends for 17 days on Xbox Live, so, get back to me in 13 days, then I'll let you borrow it. It just seems kind of silly, but I guess Microsoft has a reason for it, right? That's not a problem, I don't have any friends, so, it works out just fine for me. Well, with that attitude, no wonder you don't have any friends. Moving on, it's possible that the Wii U Basic may be discontinued. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Wii U Basic is the 8GB hard drive version versus the premium 32GB version. According to an anonymous source, as of June 18th, all new and unopened Wii U Basics will need to be returned to the Nintendo Distribution Center. As to why these Wii U Basics will be sent out, no one really knows. But what do you guys think? Please comment below. It's probably because the Wii U is a crummy console. Yeah, that answer makes sense from someone like you. All I know is that I'm totally excited for the new Smash Bros. Trailer that will be shown at E3. It's gonna be good. So let's get back to you Sony fans and talk about Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Rising. So for those of you that probably already know, David Hayter, the longtime voice actor for Snake, was, well, let go. And not in the best of ways, given that, Kojima didn't really talk to him and he thought he was gonna do it still, and yeah, not good stuff. Well, anyway, Kiefer Sutherland has been chosen to take David Hayter's place. Along with voice acting, Sutherland will also be doing facial capture. Now, the reason why Kojima chose Sutherland was because he felt that he fit the part in terms of performance and age. The next Metal Gear installment is currently in development for Xbox 360 and PS3. You know what I like about Metal Gear Solid? Nothing. So a recent scientific study out of British Columbia, Canada, has suggested positive effects for playing video games. And it's about time, I think. The research was conducted by Dr. Kathy Sanford, and the ages of the kids in the study were between 13 to 17 years old. And what she found out was that games were more than just shooting people. That's interesting. I mean, that's the only reason I play games, to shoot people. Well, I guess there is a reason why you're in jail. Weird. What she learned was that video games laid some of the groundwork for socially responsible and, get this, good citizens later in life. Sanford found out that gaming helped to teach leadership, ethical decision-making, problem-solving by negotiating with teammates, as well as understanding strengths and weaknesses. And to the contrary of what mainstream media has been saying, the players in the study spoke about how they felt when they did something in-game that had negative consequences for other people. And what they said was that they felt bad, and that they didn't like feeling bad. Not your typical sociopath gamer. So climbing through old landfills sounds fun, right? Well, the Alamogordo City Commission in New Mexico has decided to allow the Canadian studio Fuel Industries to go through their landfill to find games. It turns out that the landfill is an apparent Atari game graveyard, holding such gems as the old E.T. game, which, for those of you that are not familiar with, was considered as one of the worst video games ever made. What, an old E.T. game considered as one of the worst games ever made? Pfft, I could play that no problem. Come on, ouch! Wow, this game really does suck. One of the funny things about this whole thing is that one of the city commissioners actually had played the old E.T. game, and even he said it was terrible. Alright everyone, well that wraps up this episode of Gamer Report. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you think that Aiden should find some other hobbies, then please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more content. And until next time, this is funnyeehn, signing out. Aiden, I just gotta know, what did you do to get an 11-month sentence? I'm not gonna tell you. Come on, man. I mean, it's an 11-month sentence. Obviously, you didn't murder anybody. What, did you go steal like an Xbox 360 game or something? Holy crap, how'd you know? Really? It's because you stole an Xbox 360 game? Really? Yeah. Wow. This guy's great. He's telepathic.